relax, please. So taking that time to find a structure that's supported through the lower back. So the feet are going to come out wide, and the knees are going to knock in. And you're going to bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And close down the eyes here, and start to lengthen your breath. So you find that breath moving in through the nose and out through the nose. Becoming aware of the pattern of your breath. Finding perhaps a count for your inhales and equal count for your exhales. Maybe becoming aware of the texture of your breath as it travels across the back of the throat, through the diaphragm and deep into the belly. And then that reversal of the path, emptying the belly as it draws towards the spine, and exhaling fully. Just a moment to drop into your practice. Feeling the support of the floor beneath you, maybe a little release of the shoulders melting into the mat, softening through the jaw. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Reach your toes long in front. You get a little stretch through the sides of the waist. You can even point and flex the toes, maybe even circle through the wrists, awakening the joints of the ankles. And then give yourself a giant hug. Your arms can wrap over the shins. You can keep your head down, rock from side to side. Feel perhaps a little tug through the lower back here, a little engagement through the belly as you draw the thighs towards the chest. And then send both your arms and your legs towards the ceiling. And again, circling through the wrists, through the ankles, that sensation of the blood flowing in the opposite direction. We'll draw that right knee in towards the chest and keep your left leg long on the mat. The heel can come down to the mat. And just give yourself a hug through that right side leg. You can make some gentle circles in clockwise fashion through the knee and then the other way. See how the hip is feeling this morning. And then we'll come into a half happy baby. So the sole of the foot will aim towards the ceiling. You can grab the pinky edge side of the foot. The left hand can come support that left hip so it stays a little more anchored. And you'll open up through that right side hamstring, through the inner thigh, and just connecting to your lower belly. And then have a little bit more fun with this. You can toss your foot from side to side. You can even roll onto the outer hips, across the sacrum to the other side, like you're tossing your foot from side to side. Just see how this feels through the lower back, through the outer hips. And then coming over into a reclining twist. So keeping the knee bent, the left hand will guide that right knee over towards the left side of the mat. Extending the right arm long, just finding a gentle, easy style twist here. Breathing into that right side lung as it has a little more space. Very nice. One more inhale here. And on an exhale, come back through center with that right knee to chest, and we'll draw that left knee in towards the chest. And we'll take both knees in a circular fashion, again one way and then the other way. Before sending that right leg long on the mat, the left knee will stay drawing in. And then taking that individual circle through that left knee. Just one way, give you a little more sensation. That's great. Before finding our half happy baby, bending up through the left knee, that left armpit aims, or left knee aims to the armpit. And the right hand can just slide down that right thigh, that top of that right hip just to give a little bit of anchorage. Tailbone lengthens down, and your strong arm helps guide that left thigh to the outside of the left ribs, bringing a little sensation to the bottom side, the shadow side, if you will, of that left hamstring. And then we'll free up the hip joint as we take that tossing action, rolling across the back body. That foot can come as wide or as narrow as you like as you toss it back and forward. Just see how the inner thigh feels, the outer hip stretch as it comes across the body. Before landing in your supine twist, easy style, so nothing too dramatic as the right hand helps guide the left thigh. And again, left arm reaches away, so you carry on the twist all the way up through the upper back. Gaze can be soft, or eyes can be closed towards that left hand. And fill up that left side lung with breath. Very nice. And then we'll bring that left knee to chest, right knee will join it. Get a little momentum here as you make yourself compact, rolling up and down the spine. It will come all the way through, crossing over our shins and land in a child's pose. So knees are going to come out wide, toes tucked behind you. Allow the hips to ease towards the heels as the forehead comes down to the mat. Just turn the head from side to side. Now feeling that opening through the back of the body as you fill out the lungs with breath here. Very nice. Feel the sides of the waistline, and getting a little more energy through the palms. Maybe feel the elbows lift up off the mat, and then a gentle action through the arms as you try and slide your palms towards your inner thighs, or feel perhaps some engagement through the upper back here. Looking forward, you're going to bring your torso all the way through your hands, come onto your bellies. Press into the palms and find a gentle cobra here, inhaling. And then your right elbow is going to come underneath your face, parallel to the front edge of your mat. You're going to bend up through the left leg and just find a gentle quad stretch here. Ooh, yeah. Not the early days yet, but see how you go. You don't have to jam this stretch. Can you press a little more weight though into the forearm and perhaps lift a little more of the front ribs up off the mat? And just notice where the tension seems to be building. Can you kind of feel a little more ease through the front of that left quad? Yeah, that looks great. The toe or the heel draws towards that left glute. Very nice. We're going to swap out our legs, so allow that left foot to descend slowly. The left forearm now is parallel to the front end of the mat. And see how this side feels as you draw now the right foot in. Again, starting out slowly, not coming to your maximum depth of the stretch right away. And then find a little more energy as you press into that left forearm. Can it lift the chest a little more as the heel eases more towards the glute? How is the tension through the face? Can we ease up on that? Very nice. One more inhale here. Fantastic. Exhale, slow release of that right foot. Hands are underneath the shoulders, and once again, we'll find our way slow entry into our child's pose. Just notice how that plays out through the lower back. Let the breath help you ease your hips down towards your heels. Yeah, that's it. Nice work. We'll come into our downward facing dog here. So again, the idea of moving into it slowly, so the toes can tuck behind you, and starting with a very generous bend through the knees, pressing into the palms as you send the chest towards the thighs, and then with that length through the spine, ease the heels down. Have a little bit of exploration in the back of the legs as you pedal out through the feet, bending one knee, then the other knee. You can shake out the head, yes. You can shake it out, no. Just exploring how you're feeling through the body at this given point. We're going to take a grip of the outside edges of our mat, and we're going to bring our feet nice and wide. So a very unorthodox downward facing dog, if you will. So by grabbing the mat, more spaciousness through the shoulders to ease your chest towards the thighs. This might provide a little more weight in the joints. Just see how it feels for a moment. Sometimes dumping in the joints feels kind of nice, but you don't want to do it for your whole practice because that does offer up some wear and tear in the joints. So we'll go from this unconstructed downward facing dog for a moment and then see how it plays out differently when you come back to your more formal downward dog. So releasing your palms from the edges of the mat, finding them now shoulders distance, feet are now hips distance, and just see that muscle engagement, how that offers some support to the joints here in your downward facing dog as your thigh bones reach back. Very nice. We'll shift forward to our high plank from here. You may have to lengthen your dog a little, bring the heels so that they press away and that'll firm up through the legs. Firm up through the belly. And then we'll lower down to our knees again, bringing our chest all the way down, belly all the way down. Let's tent up through your fingertips, so bring them off the mat, and then peel your chest up off the mat. Inhale in here. And then drop your right shoulder in and take a gaze over your left. Inhale, come back through center. And this time swap it out, left shoulder tips forward. Inhale, come on up. We'll take our chest all the way down on an exhale. Interlace your hands behind your back. And then reach your knuckles. Keep the tops of the feet down and see how the muscles along the spine activate to lift the chest up off the mat. Very nice. Breathing here. Great job. Exhale, hands release. Let's tuck the toes. Are we feeling strong enough to lift the thighs up off the mat, the knees up off the mat? Strong through the belly. Maybe we reverse our plank. And then find your downward facing dog. Big breath in, sigh on out your exhale. Very nice. Let's get our flow on. We'll send our right leg back behind us on an inhale. Bend through the right knee and shine your frontal hip points towards the car park. So it's almost as if you're trying to stack that right hip over the left. Very nice. Re-extend the right leg back behind you so the hips are square. Inhaling. Let's draw that right knee towards our nose and then fly high. Inhale. Next time when we come in knee to nose, exhale and fully we step that right foot all the way through our hands. We'll drop on down to that left knee. We'll take a gentle twist here. Right arm reaches high. Very nice. Right hand comes down. Swim the hips back, bring the toes back with you. Find a little hamstring opening as you pour the weight forward. Very nice. Right foot, bend up through the right knee, pour the weight over, turn the toes of that left foot under, and then step back into a three-legged dog. Right foot meets the left at the back of your mat. Shift your weight forward, inhale and plank. And lower again, maybe you don't need your knees, but all the way down to your mat. Tent up through your fingertips, peel the chest up, inhaling here. Exhaling, we'll go left first as we take the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, tip that right shoulder in, look over the left, good. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, lower back down. How's our strength now? As we firm up through the legs, get really strong through the center. Reverse our chaturanga. And then come on up to your downward facing dog. Breathe in. Maybe a heavy sigh out. Breathe out. Let's take that left leg back behind us, breathing in. Bend up through the knee and feel an opening through that left frontal hip. Can you bring a little more weight to that left palm so you're not tipping all the way over to that right hand? Yeah, that's nice. Re-extend the left leg long, inhaling. Exhaling, knee to nose, so drawing that shin up away from the floor. Fly high again, inhaling. And this time, stepping that left foot all the way through your hands. Right knee comes down. Left arm, find a little twist here. Very nice. Left hand comes down, we'll wash those hips back. And find that left hamstring opening. Toes can lift. Very nice. We'll bring your weight forward into that left foot, tuck the toes of the right foot, and then step back into your three-legged dog. Breathing in. Left foot meets the right. Exhale. Shift forward into your plank. If you're ready to take low plank, You certainly can do that or come to your belly if you're ready to take upward facing dog. Perhaps that's what you're going for. You can always stay with the cobra. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Very nice. Big breath in. Shake it out. Big breath out. We'll add on to that. Send your right leg high. Inhale. Bend up through the knee. Exhale. Good. Square off through the hips. Breathing in. Knee to nose as you exhale. Shift your shoulders over the wrists. Inhale. Fly it high. Exhale. Step that right foot through. And keep that back knee lifted as we find our low lunge twist. It'll come back down to find our hamstring opening. Bowing here. This time when we come forward, we'll sweep both arms up, staying with the left knee down. We'll take an interlace grip and reach those index fingers nice and high here. Breathing in. And we're going to take another hamstring opening, but this time no hands. So it's like we're taking a bow over that front leg as we sweep the arms back behind us. A little more balance work, a little more core work. Yeah, that's it. Nice. And then hand support. We'll sweep that right leg back to a three-legged dog. You can certainly keep that right leg lifted for a three-legged plank if you like. You can lower down three-legged chaturanga. I think it's next to near impossible to do a three-limbed upward facing dog. Knee back and downward facing dog. Really nice. Breathing in. Breathe it out. We'll take that on the second side. Left leg center high. Bend up through that left knee, shine the hips open. Square off through the hips, knee to nose, exhaling. So really connecting the lower belly. Fly high, inhaling, and step it on through. Very nice. Keep that right knee lifted, find your low lunge twist. Very nice. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Wash the hips back. Here's our hamstring opening. Come forward in our Anjaneyasana with our interlace grip. Release the index fingers. Inhale here. And here's our balance in our hamstring opening. Send the arms alongside the waist. Very nice. Fantastic. We'll bring our hands to support. Fly that left leg back. Inhaling. Option to keep the left leg lifted as you flow through your vinyasa. Take it or leave it. You decide. Meeting back in our downward facing dog. Really nice work, you guys. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shake up the head. Rest. Shake it out. No. Fantastic. Let's look forward to the top of our mat. Walk or float your feet towards the top of the mat. Halfway lifted down. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale for that weight over the legs. Let's sink the hips down low. Let's find our chair pose. Pin those knees together, pin those ankles together, and really feel those inner seams of the legs working. Can you bring a little more weight to the heels and get lighter through the toes? Very nice. Inhale here, and then we sweep the arms back as we straighten through the legs, bowing forward. Very nice. Come back through your chair. Inhaling. Ooh, yeah. Very nice. Exhaling as we sweep the arms back overhead. Can you find an interlace grip here? And hang out here for a moment as you open up through the shoulders. Fantastic work. Opening up through the hamstrings, of course. Firm up through the quads. We're going to sink so low in our hips, releasing that clasp of the hands. Let our fingertips graze the mat. Oh yeah, and then come into your chair. Fantastic work. Let's bring the hands back down and either move through your vinyasa or meet us back to downward facing dog. Let that breath help you move through each transition of your vinyasa. Big breath in, big breath out. We'll send that right leg back behind us on an inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Fly high, inhale. Step that right foot through towards your hands, keep the left palm down. Here's your low lunge twist. This time when we rise up into our crescent, we'll keep that back knee lifted, take that interlace grip. Fingertips reaching away, so really helping get direct through the length of the torso. Very nice. Breathing in. We're going to tip it into a lazy style standing split. So release the hands and float the left leg up. There's that left hamstring, or right hamstring, I should say. Very nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Watch that left foot land at the back of the mat. Maybe almost float it back. Rise on up again. Into your crescent lunge with your index fingers linked. Good. And then we'll flow through our vinyasa here. Taking your time. That exhale carries you through your chaturanga, your upward facing dog. For an inhale, back to downward facing dog. Left leg, inhale it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, it soars back behind you. Step it on through and find your little lunge twist. Very nice. We'll rise on up into our high crescent. Interlace the grip, release the index fingers. Stay here for a moment. Connect to the strength of your legs, maybe a little more depth, maybe a little more opening through that front of the right hip flexor. And then we're pivoting off the back of that right foot to soar into our gentle standing split. So again, you don't have to jam the hamstring opening to find your split yet. That's it, nice. And then as if you're watching that slow transition back with the right toes landing, fly the left leg back behind you. And move through your vinyasa. Exhaling, coming through, beautiful, Aisha. Upward facing dog, feel those shoulders pour towards one another, nice. To downward facing dog, I love it. Very nice. This time when we send the right leg high, we're going to move through our warrior two. We'll go direct, step that right foot through your hands, left heel is going to come on down and intersect. And find your warrior two. So that heel to arch alignment allows that external rotation through the hips. Finding the right knee tracking in line with the right toes. And the shoulders are stacked over the hips, so you're not reaching too far forward or too far back. Breathe here. A little energy through the fingertips. And find that ease of breath. We'll tip it on back, left hand descends, right arm sweeps on up, very nice. And then we'll bring the right forearm to the top of that right thigh, sweep the left arm up to frame that left ear. And try not to collapse too much into that right forearm, but stay lifted through the sides of the waist. Yeah, it looks nice. One more inhale, can you come a little more into that? Yes, I saw that, that was awesome. We'll keep this right shin driving forward, tip it on back for peaceful. Fill up the breath, long through the sideways, inhaling, and then windmill the hands down. Fly or not fly, vinyasa, you guys decide. We'll be back in our downward facing dog. Fantastic. Big breath in, big breath out. Left leg, send it high, inhaling. Step that left foot through your hands. Right heel spins down, rise on up, Virabhadrasana 2. So by pressing into the back edge of that right foot, it gives you permission to find a little more depth in that left front thigh. And be honest where your shoulders are over your hips. Maybe find a little softening through the gaze as you commit to what needs to be strong here. That inner left thigh. Yeah, so good. One more inhale here. We'll tip it back for peaceful. And then bring the left forearm to the top of that left thigh. Try not to collapse too much as that right arm sweeps up overhead. So here's the right sideways getting nice and strong. And nice and long and spacious. Keep that breath flowing. Commit to that depth through the left leg. It really wants to kind of ease up. Left hip draws back. Keep that left shin driving forward as you tip it back. So no change to the legs. Ooh, yeah. Inhaling here. And then windmill the hands down. Moving through your vinyasa. So strong, you guys. I love it. Upward facing to downward facing. Breathe in, breathe out. Look forward to the top of your mat and walk or float your feet towards the top. Halfway lift inhale. Exhale, bow in. Find your chair pose. Sweep those arms up overhead, but stay low through the hips. Very nice. We'll sweep those arms back behind us, taking our little bow here. Good. Sink the hips down low. Here's your chair. Little change here. When we're going to sweep the arms back, we're going to try and come to our tippy toes at the same time. So challenging our balance as we bow forward, like a little diver's pose. This is very interesting. Hug those heels together. Whoa. And then heels come back down. Wow. Good work, everyone. Let's come high to our tippy toes here, but we're not folding forward. It's a lot more friendly. And then sink the hips down towards your heels and find your asana on the ground. Good. Bring those shins parallel. We are in our boat pose. Breathing in. Settle into this belly work. We're going to come into a low boat. We're going to keep the left knee bent. So lower down. And then come back up to your boat. We'll do the same thing for the right knee. Straighten through the left. Exhale, come on up. 3 more times. Lower down. Come on up. That's half of one. Lower down. Come on up. All right, that's a full one. 2 more times. Use your exhale to come up. That's great, guys. Ooh. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Fantastic work, you guys. Rock from side to side. Maybe feel a little shiny, sparkly jewel in our throat chakra there. A little rock and roll up along the spine. And move through vinyasa if you like. You could even linger in your upward facing dog to stretch out through your bellies. But whatever you would like to do, we will meet in our downward facing dog. Fantastic work. So we'll add on to our standing sequence. Right leg fly high, inhale. Step it all the way through and rise up first of all to your warrior 2. We'll tip it on back for our peaceful inhaling. The right hand, maybe it slides down the right shin and cuffs that right ankle for a deeper variation of extended side angle. Left arm sweeps overhead. Use your breath to commit to your legs and sweep it on back for your peaceful. Stay leaning back, just straighten through the front right leg, lift through those right toes, and find the length through that right side waist. Right toes are going to come down. Maybe you sneak that left foot in a little. Keeping the right leg straight, we'll find our Trikonasana here. So if you need a block, or maybe the hand finds the shin, firm on through that right quad so you don't dump all the way into that right knee. Yeah, beautiful length through that right side waist. So good. Let's bend up through that right knee, tip it on back for peaceful inhaling. And then windmill the hands down. Move through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Knee back into downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Left leg, bring it high, inhale. Left knee steps forward, left foot steps forward, rise up into your Virabhadrasana 2. Tip it on back, find that nice length in the side waist, straighten through that left leg. Lift up through the toes, a little balance, work here. And then keeping that left leg straight as the toes descend, dock the hips back, and tip the weight over that left leg without jamming into that left knee. Beautiful. Breathing here. Think, lengthen that side waist. Yeah, that's nice. One more inhale here. We'll tip it on back for our peaceful. Bending through that front left knee. And then can that exhale carry you all the way through the chaturanga. So fresh inhale waiting for you in your upward facing dog. And then you're back in our downward facing dog. Really nice. Let's look forward to the top of our mat and float your feet there. Halfway lift in. Exhale, bow on down. Sink the hips down low. Here's your chair pose. And with the heels down, you'll feel quite supportive as we swing the arms back, bowing forward. We'll try that tippy toe variation again. First, coming into our chair, inhaling. And then the heels lift as we pour the weight forward. Let's see how we go. Finally gaze in front of us, off some balance. Yeah, it's nice to have a blueprint sometimes of where you're going. And then heels come down, very nice, find your chair pose. We'll transition onto our seat again as we lift up through the heels. Very nice. This time when we come into our boat pose, we're going to interlace our hands, release the index fingers. Very nice. We're going to lower down to a low boat, but reach those arms up overhead. Ooh, this time when we come up, can we twist off to the right? Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, long through the legs. Exhale, can we twist left? Good work. Inhale. This is making us stronger for our core work. There is a method to the madness. Good. Reach long. Exhale, come on up. One more time each side, guys. Reach it long. Inhale. Exhale. Find that oblique work. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale. This time when we reach it long, just starfish the limbs out, find the floor to support for a moment. Breathe in fully to this expansion. And then when you exhale, get really compact again, that little momentum to move through your vinyasa, or skip it and come right into your downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. Great breathing. Inhaling here. Exhale, side on out. We'll carry on with our flow. Right leg set high on an inhale. Step that right foot all the way through your hands and rise up. Virabhadrasana 2. Tip it on back for your peaceful inhale here. And then we'll just carry moving forward and find our half moon. So right fingertips can come in on that right foot. And then slide your limbs away from one another as you stack your hips on each other. Yeah, so think north and south through the arms and east and west between the leg and the crown of the head. Beautiful. Fantastic balance. Strong through that right standing leg. If you want to catch hold of that top of the left foot, you can come into Ardha Chandra Chakrasana. Maybe. You could even challenge your balance and maybe bring your right thumb towards your chest. Oh yeah, maybe not. Good work. We'll land back in our warrior 2. So slow transition thanks to your powerful legs. And then let's tip it back and we have here. Fantastic. Windmilling those arms down, moving through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Fantastic work. Big breath in, big breath out. We'll take that to the second side. Left leg, set it high, inhale. Step it all the way through. Rock this arm up into your Virabhadrasana 2. Tip it on back for peaceful, fill on up. And then use your exhale to help you transition into your half moon, floating. Think about that right foot flexing, get a little more energy through that right leg. Walks here or books here might help. If you wanted to try and grab hold of the top of that right foot, coming into your Chakrasana. If you're taking the balance even further, maybe the gaze comes down while you're still working on that. Left thumb to chest, maybe. And then we'll make it a nice smooth transition. Back to our warrior 2 legs and then tip it back for a peaceful. Let that breath fill you up. And then windmill the hands down. Moving through your vinyasa. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And then we'll meet back in child's pose. How does the breath move through the body? And I hope return the sense of calm after that work. Fantastic. Filling up the back body with breath. Let's find our way back into our downward facing dog. Looking forward to the top of the mat. Walk or float your feet in between your hands. halfway lift and hand line. Exhale, down in. Sink the hips down low, Utkatasana chair pose. Sweep the arms back as you straighten through the legs. Head comes forward. Nice. Inhale, sweep it on into your chair pose. Let's see how you go with our balance. 3rd time's a charm. Come high onto your tippy toes. Chest comes forward, slowly down. Hug those heels together. Maybe a little more forward action as we get a little more familiar with our balance. Yeah, so good. Heels drop down. Come through your chair here. Inhaling. This time when we lift the heels, we're going to split the knees and set up. You got it for crow pose. So palms are going to become our feet. So take up as much area through the palms as you can. There's a slight gripping of the fingertips. The kneecaps aim for the armpits, and then find that nice squeezing action of the inner thighs. Gaze comes forward. Maybe you lift one foot, maybe you lift another foot. That's awesome, Kyrie. So good. Breathe here. Such a good lift. So strong through the arms. And if you're feeling really strong, maybe you shoot it back to chaturanga. Question mark? What? So you're in a bent arm position. You're already in your shape of chaturanga. And then maybe you shoot it back and land. I don't know. Have a play. Don't have a play. Have a pillow if you're doing this. Very nice. We'll come back to whatever you've ended up in. And then meet in child's pose. You got it? Yes! Let's turn the palms facing up. So take some circles through the wrists. That's quite a bit on the wrists as you ask these delicate bones to support your body weight. So it's nice to get back and move through those wrists. Filling up the back body with breath. Fantastic. Let's come back into our down facing dog. We'll set up for our pigeon pose from here. You'll send that left leg back behind you on an inhale. And then left knee aims behind the left wrist as you sweep that right leg nice and long behind you. If you need a little padding because it's too much through the knee, if you need to take this on your back, you can certainly take the more supportive version. But let's do nice 3 little wave-like actions down. So that idea of tenting up through the fingertips to give you some space through the shoulders. Inhale here, exhale, roll down. Breathe on in as you wrinkle on up. Exhale, heart pulls forward. Inhale, round back up. Exhale, so just a little space through the spine. And once you finish your third, then find the position of the arms that support this hip opening without too much tension through the knee. You want to avoid any sort of sharp sensation there. Breathing into that left hip. Close down the eyes here if that helps tune in a little more. Softening through the jaw. Let that breath help ease any tension building. One more inhale here, fill it up. Exhale, the hands will come down, lifting through the chest, the toes will tuck under. You can transition out of this through a 3-legged dog or 3-legged table. Just allowing that left side hip, left side knee to have that fresh oxygenated blood flow before we set up for the second side. The right knee will sweep behind the right wrist. If there's any tension through that right knee, modify by propping the hips up with a block. We'll take those 3 rolls. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, maybe finding a little more depth each time. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, come on forward. And then when you've done 3, see how you go. How does this side feel in comparison to the What sort of modifications or amplifications do you make? Can you soften through the jaw, through the shoulders? Can you let that breath help you release any tension through the jaw? One more inhale here. Use your exhale to bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tucking those left toes under, and flying through the right leg to release that right side hip, that right side knee. We'll find our way onto our back. Hugging those knees in towards the chest. And we'll take a full happy baby. So we start with a half happy baby. See how this shape feels to the body now after our practice. The tailbone lengthens, maybe even rocking from side to side can feel kind of nice. Breathing in, breathing out. If there's any last little movements, spinal twist, shoulders down, anything that you think will help support your final resting pose, Shavasana, I welcome you to do that. Sometimes this is part of the practice where you tune into your own wisdom of what your body needs, so honor that. It's certainly nice to be guided as to what to do, but oftentimes your body makes that own individual call, so allow those little voices to be listened to. And when you are finished having a bit of a play, a bit of an exploration, I invite you to lengthen through your limbs and find your full weight of your body be supported by the floor in your Shavasana.